Hey Cancer, welcome back to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth, I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader, and this Cancer is your healing intuitive reading for the time between the 29th of August today and the 12th of September. We're going to look at key energies and outcomes for this time period, as well as each week in detail. I just want to say thank you to all the regular viewers of Key Wisdom Tarot. I really appreciate your love and your support on my channel, and a huge welcome to all my new subscribers and new viewers. It's great to have you here. Thank you so much. Key Wisdom is mindfulness, meditation, Reiki and tarot, and really the aim of my readings, I do read intuitively, is to help you to heal, to raise your vibrations, and to help you to expand, to grow, to get to know who you are, experience your soul, to feel that. So I hope that you get some benefit from this reading, because Key Wisdom Tarot really is tarot for healing. That's what it's for, and for spiritual growth as well. Okay, my darlings, I've already shuffled. I've already meditated. I'm going to do a little bit more of that on camera, and then we'll get started with your reading. Excuse me. Okay, excuse me, Cancer. Excuse me. Okay, card at the base of your reading, my darlings, is the Five of Swords. Sagittarius have this at the base of their reading. Now, we need to think about the card at the base of the reading as the perspective that you need to see this reading through. And for you guys, it's all about change. Now, for you, I feel it's going to be a bit more peaceful. And the reason I say that is because for the last 3 readings that I've done, because I've been watching Narcos for the last 3 days or 4 days, I'm getting messages in Spanish. Now, I did learn Spanish in school, right? But that was many years ago. But tranquilo for you guys. So your message was tranquilo, which I mean, that's peace. The last 2 messages, the last reading that I did, the message was cuenta. Was it no, not la cuenta. Change. What's change? Anyway, I can't remember now. Oh, anyway, I knew it at the time because I heard it. And then the other one was siete, and the first reading was siete, and there were 3 sevens in that reading. And obviously, so anyway, hopefully you'll get that message. I don't know why it's in Spanish. It's hilarious to me. So my darlings, this is about a number of change. 5 is a number of change, okay? And change is something that happens from within. So it's already a process that you can't stop. You might want to stop it, but you're not gonna be able to, because the process has already begun. And actually what's happening now is this change, these shifts in your perspective are actually starting to manifest themselves in your awareness, in your consciousness, okay? And this is good, this is positive, because it might actually affect your actions and what you do out in the world, how you handle things. So let's have a look more closely at this next couple of weeks and see how this type of change is going to manifest. You might want to fight it, because it's easier to be who we are than to think about who we're going to become, or we decide who we are, but it's not our decision, okay? Like, I know we try to tell ourselves, this is who I am, I'm confident, I'm beautiful, I'm this, I'm that. We try to tell ourselves these things, and you can tell yourself all you want, but you are, who you were born to be, and karma is all about getting you to see that, okay? And that's why we have energies like this, where the karma, or our soul, if you will, is coming to the surface, is coming to our consciousness, we're aware of it, and sometimes it can be hard to allow that to happen, you know? Okay, so let's have a look at the first key energy, which is here. We'll look at this one right at the end, and we have got the Hermit energy. So this, when I talk about the key energies, I mean key is in K-I, as in the name of my channel. Now, key is energy. That's what it means, as in the same thing as chi or ki or life force. And why I say key energies is because this is what you're going to be feeling and experiencing. And for you, you're going to be feeling and experiencing that energy of the Hermit. Now, it's Virgo season, so it's the Hermit season, actually, and this month. And this energy is all about actively seeking to understand what is going on within. Actively seeking to understand. So the word meditation is actually derived from the Latin meditare, and that word means to reflect, to consider, to think over. So actually, even though people, I'm not going to say anything about meditation, but anyway, even though people think that meditation is passive, it's a feminine thing, it's not, it's masculine. And that means that we actively seek to understand, we actively reflect on our experiences, our feelings, our emotions, our mind, etc. We actively engage with that, we actively consider, we actively think over things that are going on. And that's what you're going to be doing over this time period. That's what you're doing. Now, this is something that potentially the things that you're thinking over, trying to change, trying to understand, because as I said, this change is coming through. Change gonna come. This change is coming through. So you are in a position where you're trying to understand it, and you're actively seeking to understand it. Okay? And that's Virgo's energy, again, detail orientated. So we're spending time, you're spending time. It might be because you're spending time thinking over things, trying to understand things, trying to reflect on things. It could be that you isolate yourself potentially, but you don't have to. But it may suggest that. Okay, let's look at this first. And you know, I turn that over and I suppose because I love this card, and people are fearful of the Tower, but I love it because this is the universe saying, this is you knowing that the universe is looking out for you. Little old you. Universe is like, right, okay, let's get you to where you need to be right now. Okay, and in this instance, I really feel like it's about it's clearly about your awareness. It's clearly about what you know, what you feel about yourself, what you think about yourself, what you allow yourself to know and think and feel about yourself. We've got this theme further continued with the 9 of Swords. We've got the King of Pentacles, and we've got the Chariot. Okay, so the Tower moment, a situation or circumstance, sudden, out of the blue, that aims to get you closer in alignment with who you are, with your soul self. So we'll look at this card to talk about soul self, because there's actually 3 parts of us, but there's 2 sides of us, right? Okay, if you will, just for now. So we've got this side of us, we've got our ego, and our ego's not a bad thing. Ego's a thing that's out. It's the us that's in the world. It's the actions that we take. It's the person that we think we are. It's the person that we tell ourselves we are. It's the person that we learn to become. It's the rules that we're taught in society, the laws. This is good. This is bad. This is God. This is whatever. Yeah, that's what our ego self is. We also have our intuitive self, our spiritual self. And our spiritual self is our intuition. And our intuition is the side of us, the part of us, the knowing, the thing that calls to us, our enduring soul, I like to say. And in order to have fast forward momentum and success and progress toward new karmic experience of the number 8, the Strength card, we have to get those 2 things in balance. So that means that our actions need to be closer in relation to our inner knowing, what we feel, what we understand, regardless of what you're taught, what your ego self knows. That's nothing to do with it. You've taught this, your ego says that, blah 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 blah. It's fine, but your soul knows. Your soul knows. And your soul is always trying to communicate with you, and it's not like another entity. It's not separate from you. You know, your intuition isn't separate from you. It's not like I don't know, something that follows you around. It's within you. It's who you are. It's your essence, and those 2 things need to be in balance. Okay, we try to balance those things out. We try to do that by engaging with. Okay, well, who am I? What is important to me? What do I need? What do I want? What do I desire? All that stuff. Why did I respond that way? Why did that make me angry? Why did that upset me? Why was I not able to be honest about how I felt? Why was I not be able to be honest about what I did, etc.? That side of ourselves, this soul self, this part of ourselves becomes stronger and stronger the more we engage in meditation and mindfulness, the more we talk to ourselves. Yeah. So for those people that are interested in talking to themselves, you can watch my videos about talking to yourselves. For true, I'm not being sarcastic. Conscious meditation, though, it's called. So it's just basically talking to yourself out loud, but it's the questions that you ask. So we spend a lot of our lives here after the age of 7. And then after the age of about 21, we start to hear this side of ourselves again. And it's this side of ourselves that gets us to our true path. So yeah, we know what we should do, but this is what feels right to me. The Tower hits when we have to engage more closely with this part of ourselves. So it's not a punishment, it's not anything bad, it's just more realization. It's a situation or circumstance that suddenly arises that helps you to be closer to yourself, that helps you to hear that part of yourself more, that helps you to engage more with that enduring part of your soul. There's nothing wrong with your ego. Your ego is the thing that gets you out there into the world to have experiences, experiences that trigger you, experiences that tell you things about yourself, experiences that speak to your intuition. And a Tower moment, that's why it's a blessing. It can be a blessing in disguise. For some people, it can feel like a blessing in disguise, but it's always a blessing, because what it's giving you, what a Tower moment like this is giving you, is a key to getting closer to who you truly are. I said on my last video, don't go to your deathbed without knowing who you are. Don't go to your deathbed ignoring. Don't go to your deathbed ignoring that part of yourself. Because if you don't know who you are, no one else ever will. So it's engage with it. And it's intense, but nothing good comes easy. And this is another great energy, 9. So remember, we've got 2 9s here, so it's still linked. This is linked to the hermit energy as well. This reflect, consider, think over, etc. But in this instance, it's all about your mind, your thoughts, your mind, clarity, consciousness, communication. That's what the sword energy represents. The sword energy represents our awareness and our engagement with our awareness, what we allow ourselves to think. I said on my last video that I wrote something that I don't know how long ago now on my Instagram, and I said that there was a time when I did not want to think about it. There were places in my mind that I did not want to go, because I didn't even think it. I felt intuitively that if I opened that door, that I wouldn't survive it. I wouldn't survive remembering that. I wouldn't survive considering how that hurt me. I would not survive it. So I just left it in its little box. And then one day I realised the only way to find peace is if there is no door left unopened in my mind. And it's time for me to go opening them, because it's my mind and it's my stuff. So I've got to look at it. I've got to deal with it. I've got to face it. I've got to engage with it. That's a 9 of Swords. It's engaging with all that stuff, those little boxes in your mind, those little hideaways and secret places in your mind where you put stuff and you don't look at them. Stuff that hurt you, stuff that pains you, stuff that embarrasses you, stuff that makes you angry, stuff that worries you. Well, with the 9 of Swords, you see it all. And that's why it can be intense, but it's yours. It's yours. It belongs to you. It belongs to you. So own it. And I don't mean own it like own it. I mean, realize that it is you. It is a part of you. And when we have these hidden spaces, these spaces that we hide within ourselves, from ourselves, and obviously from everyone else as well, all they do is trigger us to be angry, to worry, to be dishonest, as I said, with ourselves and with others, to lack compassion. Because what you're saying when you have these little boxes in your mind is, which is a part of you, this is a part of you, and you're not looking at it. And what you're saying is, subconsciously to your intuition, what you're saying when you do that is, I don't like me. I do not like me. I do not love me. I do not accept me. And that's why we have the pleasurable cards, such as the Tower and the Nine of Swords. Now, this is how I look at it, you see. People like to talk about negative and positive, and that's a human thing, a human interpretation. Don't look at it as negative and positive. Look at it as necessary. Because it's necessary that you know yourself, Cancer. Just as it's necessary that I know myself. I tell you what, I ain't going to my grave not knowing who I am. All that potential to just not even engage because I'm afraid of opening the door. Well, with the nines, the door is open. With the Tower as well, the door might get shoved open somehow. But it's this type of event, experience, energy that actually, truthfully provide you with security. Security. Because there's nothing to be afraid of anymore. I always used to think, when I started meditating every single day back in 2013, after my nana passed, I was, spent time, hours and hours and hours a day meditating. Obviously, I was off work. I was a teacher at the time. I was a teacher for 10 years. And obviously, I was off work because I had, depression or whatever when my nana passed. And I just spent my days meditating. And I don't mean I would wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning and I would meditate till 6, 7 o'clock at night. I would meditate all day. And I would remember it. Right, let me feel it. Let me remember it. Let me see it. Let me feel it. I don't want to avoid it. I don't want to avoid myself. And I was weak. And I was scared. And I was afraid. And I cried. I cried so many tears. But I realised that my fear made the monsters bigger than they were. Because actually, once I just opened the box and remembered it and felt it and cried about it, I realised it's already happened. Yeah, it hurt, but it's happened. And that meant that anger, that worry, that anxiety wasn't there, not around that stuff. And it actually led me to have compassion for myself and toward other people more. Because I realised how much, I'm going to swear, how much shit I put myself through by avoiding. I realised, that's what everyone else does, Everyone does it. We're all afraid. We're all weak. But the strength comes from acknowledging that. And you get the opportunity to do that with these energies. Okay, King of Pentacles. Now, I am a Capricorn and this is Earth energy. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, masculine energy. So masculine energy is about the actions that we take linked to our ego, like I've just talked about with the Chariot energy, okay? Pentacles energy, where we put our energy and effort in order to manifest security. This is you putting in energy and effort in order to manifest security. And you know what it means for you, Cancer? It means doing exactly what I did, It means opening those boxes up, It means facing up to stuff, that you've been avoiding. Don't feel like you're rubbish because you were afraid. Because you ain't rubbish. You are like everyone else, and we are all perfection. These experiences our experiences as individuals and as a collective are necessary. And they're necessary because they teach us this: compassion, acceptance. Once you see, do you know what, man, that was hard, man, but I realized that I was so scared, and the fear was what made me angry. The fear was what made me defensive. The insecurity was what made me defensive. Once you realize that, that leads to you realizing, that's why he's defensive. That's why he's always angry. Now, you don't have to understand his problems or her problems. You just have to understand that that's how we deal with them and how you used to deal with them. It gives you compassion. It means you can accept people. That's truly healing. Truly uplifting. And that's what you're getting. That's what you're getting. Okay, let's move on to the next ones. Okay, so we've got we've got another meditation card here. We've got Knight of Cups, Hierophants, Four of Swords, and the Three of Wands. Knight of Cups, compassion. I've talked about this. I feel like I've had this card a lot today. But it is because of this compassion, you know. And we have the Knight of Cups here, speaking in loving ways, or in a way that is more truly connected to our true emotional and intuitive self, and acting on that. Masculine energies are, as I said already, the actions that we take. I said that right at the beginning with the Chariot, which is leading you on, which is moving you forward. I didn't talk about that again because there was no point, but you know, you get the point of the Chariot. Moving us forward. And actually, it looks like you are graduating, doesn't it? So we go from there to there. So we're graduating, we're uniting, and we're having conversations. And not only having conversations, but we're having realizations with ourselves. You're showing yourself compassion. You're giving yourself love, and you're saying, as I said, if I do not accept this anger, this ugliness in me, then it means that I don't love myself. And the ugliness only comes from the things that we've experienced, the karma we've experienced, and the ugliness is there to strengthen you. Actually, the ugliness is there to show you compassion, to teach you compassion. To teach you what compassion feels like. It's all well and good these people saying, you know, I'm this religion, or I'm this type of person, I'm a charity person. Do you know what? You keep your charity stuff. Keep your money, keep your prayers, because that's just words to you. What do you actually know about compassion? What do you actually understand about that? Compassion is acceptance. Compassion is acceptance. Understanding that we are all exactly the same, from the same place. And people now, I hear you now in your mind going, no, that's not true. Because there's Nazis and there's terrorists and there's whatever, I don't know, other people that are bad. You are the same as them. I am the same as them. They are the same as me. That's compassion. But it doesn't matter if I say that. It doesn't matter what I say. It's I'm going to swear, it's bullshit what I say. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you understand what compassion is. And that is what this is teaching you. This time right now, the universe right now, that's what the universe is teaching us all. Teaching us to accept. Can you accept that you cheated? Can you accept that you lied? Okay, yes, I can accept it. So why did you cheat? Why did you lie? Be honest with yourself now. Be honest. This is what you say. This is what the meditation is, yeah? Be honest with yourself. Well, I cheated and I lied because I felt insecure. Well, what does that mean, insecure? I didn't love myself. Well, why didn't I love myself? This is you, not me. Why didn't I love myself? I don't know, because he did this and because he said, nah, lie. Yeah, because she told me I was a lie. It's got nothing to do with anyone else. That's the work we talk about when we talk about spiritual growth development. That's the work. You've got to face it. You've got to face yourself. Don't answer to me. Don't answer to your priest, answer to yourself. The amount of people that have gone to their deathbeds and they didn't even know who they were. You have an opportunity over this next couple of weeks, Scorpio, to engage with who you are. And this time it could be me. This could be me, the kick up the backside that I'm giving you right now in this reading. And listen, don't be coming onto my comments and saying, what are you talking about, Ruth? Why are you doing this, Ruth? Why are you shouting like this, Ruth? Because you know why you're angry. It ain't got nothing to do with me why you're angry. That's the work you need to do. You. If you're angry, you work out why you're angry. Yes, Tiny, good boy. Yeah. Because, listen, I don't get angry by Brexit or racism or anything, terrorism. I don't get angry about it because what's the point in being angry about it? Why am I going to be angry at these people? I'm not angry at these people. I'm not angry at... People have hurt me bad. Bad. I ain't angry at those people. I don't want to kill those people. At one point in my life, I fantasized about stabbing this person that had hurt me so much. Hurt me in the way that you don't hurt children. This person hurt me so much. I got to 16, 17, 18, and I would fantasize in my mind about taking a knife and stabbing him in his belly. Stabbing, stabbing, stabbing. I love him now, just like I love you, just like I love me, just like I love Donald Trump and Kanye West and everyone else on the planet. I might not agree with your views and I might not agree with the things that you choose to do, but I love you. And the way that and I love him who hurt me. And the reason I can love you like that, is because I learned compassion. I learned to accept that the anger, the pain, the hurt that I felt, yes, the act happened or the situation happened, it occurred, yeah, the betrayal, yeah, that was perpetrated against me. Yes, it was. But what do you do with it? What do you do with it? You understand how it hurt you. You understand how it holds you back. You also understand what it teaches you about you, about love. That's compassion. You have the opportunity. And I'm being dramatic. Some might say, Ruth, you're so dramatic. Listen, people are so keen to look and judge other people because they don't want to look at themselves. I might be being dramatic in your eyes, in your view. But I don't plan it. I just deliver it. You have the opportunity at this time, right now, to engage with yourself, to ask yourself the question of the Hierophant, which is also a number 5, which is also about change. You can live your truth or somebody else's. You can talk about being this or being that. But what are you going to do? And what's going to drive those actions? Are those actions going to be driven because of what people told you? or are those actions going to be driven by what you understand about your life, about love? You do not go to your grave without knowing who you are. Don't do it. Many, 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 many people do it. It doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be me. I do not judge those people who choose to not look. I don't judge you. I have compassion because I understand the pain that you must feel if you do not want to know. I understand that because I lived that pain for many years.